Welcome everyone to another commentary and keyboard binding PvP gameplay. So I did an archer previously. So this time it's Kunoichi. And so same thing, same rule. Skill set 1 are the skills that I use the most or more often. Especially this number 2 and number 3 right now on the Kunoichi. Then skill set number 2 are just for chaining a certain combo. Then spacebar dodge is switch skill set. And yeah. Okay. So basically as a Kunoichi, right? It's just a matter of abusing this number 2 and number 3 skills. So these are the two bread and butter iframe skills. So you look at them. Two charges each, freaking and high cooldown. So as long as the enemy is not knocked down, I will keep on using this number 2 and number 3. Dash in. Summoning technique. Okay, 10-10. Knockdown. Summoning. Okay, so I made a mistake there. So if I see the enemy knockdown, I should have used immediately number 4 to approach the enemy, then followed by grab. Instead, I did something stupid here. Back, so the enemy got away. Okay, so vanishing technique. Okay, so my one of my combo as a Kunoichi is the vanishing technique followed by skill number 1. So when you do vanishing technique, right, this number 2, the lock target of your opponent will be taken out. So at that point, he will be a little bit blinded. So he will need to retarget you again when you appear. So at this point, she's quite blinded, and it's a good use to use skill number 1. Bam! So he got away at this point. So I need to keep on chasing her again to knock him down with my number 2 and number 3. Summoning. 10-10. Summoning technique. 10-10. Okay, so she's still standing. Okay, I use my number 4 to hopefully I can knock him down, but I failed. Instead, I got disabled. Oh, so he doesn't have any follow-up. Bam! Back! So that's a lag. So I used my grab there, but apparently I was not able to catch him. Anyways, continue. Bam! 10-10. Summoning technique. So vanishing technique. Marai Kage. So as you see, another good another combo that I mentioned. Vanishing. So at that point, the lock target of the opponent is taken out. So follow up with number 1. Raikage. So same thing again, number 2 and number 3 until I see my opponent knocked down. So I just keep on abusing my number 2 and number 3. Number 2, 10-10. Summoning technique. Number 4. So that point was able to... Okay, so that's my combo. So number 2 and number 3 until I see my opponent knocked down. If I see my opponent knocked down, lying on the ground, I will immediately use number 4 to approach the enemy to closen the distance. Therefore, I can use my grab. Right? So if we do some a little bit replay. Bam! Knockdown pack. Number 4. Luckily. Number 4 again. Bam! So at this point, our gap is quite long distance. Also, this is one of the good scenario where you can use skill number 1. But I like using number 2 first before 1. So to take the lock target of the enemy. Because this number 1 skill here is not super armor during arena. So it can be countered. So luckily at this point, I was not able to get disabled. for some reason. Bam! So that's another combo. So if I use my number 1, because number 1 will, if hit successfully, he should be able to stun the enemy, and then the last hit will knock back the enemy. Bam! Like that one. That one, the enemy is knocked back already. So I need to follow up with number 4 on skill set number 1. Neji. Boom! Followed by an iframe skill. Punish. Punish. Bam! So same thing. Dodge in. Number 2. Number 3. So you see guys. So I'm the one who's blinded at this point because I'm fighting same Kunoichi. So at this point, I'm just keep on using my iframe skills while waiting for her to show up. Oh, he show up at my back. Luckily, disabled. Okay, then I made a mistake there. Should have follow up with my number 4 again, followed by grab. Anyways, okay, number 2 again. 10-10. So, banishing technique. Banishing technique. So, actually, that's a mistake. Whenever you use this skill, number 1, you should be at least somehow inside the circle. Especially if the opponent is on the other end of the arena. You should be at least inside the circle before you use this number 1 skill. But this time, I use it early. Therefore, I was not able to catch up the opponent. Anyway, so keep on abusing again the number 2 and number 3. Bam! 10-10. Number 2. Boom! Neji. Rockly. Boom! Another Neji. Then Mark. So again, that's another combo continuation in some cases. So let me take you to that moment again. Bam! So the enemy is knocked down. So I can use my number 4 skill. So I was able to approach the enemy, then followed by grab. Bam! Followed by number 4 again. Bam! So at this point, I still have a few time to use one more skill, one quick skill before the enemy gets up. So that one, I will use the number 4 on skill set number 2. Back to mark the target so that later on, I have an option to use the number 4 skill to approach the target, right? So, like the 4th Hokage technique in Naruto. Number 2. Number 3. So at this point, I'm blinded. Where is she? Where is she? Run! Run! Ah! Disabled. Okay, so if I'm disabled, I usually prepare my number 1 skill in skill set number 2 for counter. This is one of the best counters out there, at least based on my own perspective. Bam! So but that one, she got away, so I need to continue the chase. Bam! Boom! Bam! So actually, that's one of the mistake of some players in some cases in the arena. If they see the enemy running, they don't chase the enemy. So in my case, I always chase the enemy because I know for a fact that if he is running at that point, there's a big possibility that she used all of her dodge already. So I need to chase the enemy, right? Dash in, bam, boom. Okay, same thing. Dash in. Summoning technique. 10-10. Neji. Rockly. Neji. Then put some mark. Hokage mark. Okay. Iframe again. Iframe. Abusing the iframe. So if you see, I use the number 4 skill there on skill set number 2. Bam! 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 See? So although that one is not an iframe skill, so there's a possibility for you to get countered while using that one. And it's important that after using that one, you need to use either skill number 2 or number 3, which are two iframe skills, so that you don't get countered. Bam! So, vanishing technique. Okay, she's running. Okay, she at that point, the lock target of this opponent has lost already, so she's quite blinded at this point. Raikage. Touch in. Summon technique. 10-10. Okay, see? As long as the enemy keeps on standing, I will keep on using my number 2 and number 3 and some dodge in between. Right? Bam! Grab. Number 4. Mark. Back. Boom! So that's one of the utilization of the number 4 skill on skill set number 2. It enables you to gain a distance closer to the enemy. Right? Here, so I put a mark on the enemy at that point, so he's running. So I use the number 4 skill. Bam! Immediately, I'm in front of him. Therefore, I can follow it up with my 2 iframe skill. Bam! 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 Kawariming technique. Bam! See? Whenever I'm free to use the vanishing technique, like this one, so it's a very good technique. It loses the target loses the lock target, so it's very annoying even if it's being done on me. I'm very annoyed. So okay, vanishing followed by skill number 1, try kage. Bam! Followed by Neji. Boom! Broccoli. Boom! Neji again. Mark. Boom! Dodge in. Summoning technique. 10-10. Summoning technique. 10-10 again. Oh, at that point, knockdown already. So, head-to-head combat, it's very hard to go head-to-head combat with Kunoichi because of these two skills. Both of them are 2 charges and very fast cooldown. You can just keep on using these two, then using dodge in between them to maintain that iframe status so that you don't get disabled. So it's very hard to go head to head with Kunoichi. Rockly, Neji, Mark. Okay, I need a mistake there. Disabled. Boom. So usually I like my number 1 skills to counter right on the skill set number 2. But at this point, it's in cooldown. So at one of my option is number 4, which is also a decent counter because it marks the target and it enables you to gain distance closer to that target. Like this one. Bam! So if you're familiar with Naruto, that's the 4th Hokage technique. Boom! Dash in. Boom! Iframe abuse. Iframe abuse. Neji, Rockly. Neji, Mark. Iframe again. Dash in. Iframe. Iframe. Iframe to win. Iframe. So that's a mistake there. That's a very risky move. So the enemy is using an iframe skill with some disable, and yet I use my skill number 1. So luckily, I was not able to get disabled there. I'm not sure why. Somehow I don't. Whoa! Iframe. Oops, so another mistake. Okay, so I'm knocked down at this point. I'm preparing my skill number 1 to counter. Bang! Okay, Raikage. Boom! So at that point, I hit the target. I was able to catch her. So follow up, number 4, Neji. Back. Rockly. Boom! Another Neji. Boom! So, same thing. Touch in. Abuse number 2 and number 3. Abuse! Iframe! Spam to win! Okay, so you see, after using the vanishing skill, I walk towards the circle, at least closer to this circle thing here. So inside, then use the Raikage. Bam! Catch Rockly. Bam! Neji. Mark. Boom! Back. Boom! So see, it's my number 4. Bam! Follow up by iframe. At that point, he died on bleeding effect. Bam! Iframe. Iframe to win. Iframe spam to win. So you see, again, I went closer to the circle again. So again, remember, if the enemy is standing close to the edge, for you to successfully hit him with the number 1 skill, at least you need to go closer to the circle. Bam! Neji! Rockly! Bam! Neji! Mark! Okay. Boom! Boom! Have you seen that? So, man, back. Hook. Hook. So, I mark the Titan at this point. Bam! Back. Iframe. Bam! Followed by another iframe. Bam! Back. Boom! Rockly. Bang! So, again, one of the things that you should not do when you're fighting a Kunoichi is when you create a huge gap between the Kunoichi and you. Because at that point, she can just freely use the vanishing technique, and by that time, you will use your lock target. Ay, Raikage! Boom! Pak! Boom! Neji! Mark! Iframe again! Iframe again! Iframe again! Too much iframe! What the fuck? Raikage! Boom! Pak! Rockly! Okay, lag. That's lag. Iframe! Iframe to win! Iframe! Too much iframe! What the fucking iframe? Okay, iframe. Another iframe. Iframe again. Iframe. Endless iframe. Okay, Raikage. So that point, she made a good dodging. Okay, so that's a mistake. I should have did dodge in, then followed by number 3. Instead, I walk away, then run. Bam! So I got energy ball to the face. But anyways, again, doesn't matter. Long distance, close distance. The number 1 skill here is a very good counter in any situation. It's one of the best counters out there right now. Bam! Pak! Bam! Neji! Hokage mark. Okay, that's it. Iframe. Iframe. Too much iframe. Endless iframe. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's my gameplay for Kunoichi. Thank you and bye-bye.